I want to reintroduce everybody for you here. And our topic, basically, cancer prevention. So we invited the experts, of course, Dr. Anthony Perry, Vice Chief of Staff and Cancer Treatment Center at Cancer Treatment Center of America. I could not say that 5 times fast if I tried. I wrote it down. It's really hard. So he is here today. Thank you. And then we have Zach Breeding. He is an advanced clinical dietitian, former chef.
Sure, I'll take
Do you
that.
still be a chef?
You're still a
You're
chef.
still a chef.
I still cook all the time, yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Chef turned dietitian.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah.
So, and again, our we're talking about cancer prevention, but what you had stated a little bit earlier is that it's more about risk reduction at this point, and that's why we're kind of receiving your questions and seeing what we can kind of come up with and educate everybody about it. Ashley asks, ooh, this is a good one, because I know a lot of people that do this. Will the keto diet, keto? It's keto. Will the keto diet help reduce my cancer risk?
No. So,
Okay. It's that
so
simple. No.
here's the thing about the keto diet. Calories come from 3 places:
Okay.
protein, fats, and carbs.
Sure.
So those are how we get our energy. Calories are our literal fuel to fuel our metabolism, to fuel our immune system, to fuel our organ function.
Right.
So that's one piece. The second piece is that the brain and the eyes alone require about 120 to 130 grams of carbohydrates per day.
You said the brain and the eyes?
The brain and the eyes need about 120 to 130 grams of carbohydrates per day to function at the optimal level. Keto is
Wow.
less than 50 per day. So what we see is that the studies that keto is most effective in is epilepsy. Why? Because in
What?
epilepsy, the neurotransmitters are going too quickly in the brain. So by starving the brain,
You're
you're deactivating the neurotransmitters that cause epileptic seizures.
Explain what the keto diet is, just in case anybody doesn't know.
So
I
the-
know a lot of people that do it.
So the keto diet is very low carb. It's less than 50 grams per day of carbohydrate. It restricts a lot of fruit, which has a lot of great antioxidants, which is very big in cancer prevention and cancer risk reduction. It kind of negates any sort of red meat restriction or processed meat restriction, both of which we know can increase colon cancer risk. So, I mean, at the end of the day, any diet that restricts fruit or vegetables, I can't get behind, because that's huge in reducing cancer risk.
Right.
So a processed meat is namely one that contains nitrates. So
Does
like
that mean like hot dogs and
hot
like lunch
dogs,
meat?
Lunch
bacon,
meats.
lunch meats, things like that.
All the good ones.
But
They
there's
taste good.
I know.
but there's a big contingency. So you can find uncured nitrate-free bacons out there. They still contain nitrates. There's a loophole that is in the food system that's created that a company can call something nitrate-free by switching the source of nitrate. By switching the source of nitrate, they can call it nitrate-free, but that nitrate source still has an impact on our health. It has the same impact on our health as a chemical nitrate. So anything that's nitrate-free may still very well contain nitrates. So you're better off not choosing bacon, but every once in a while. Not choosing lunch meat, but every once in a while.
Right.
Enjoy your Easter ham, but not every Friday.
Right. Okay. Okay. This is turning into a personal thing for me. I'm like listening to all of this. I'm like, oh, I love my steak too. We have a few questions still coming in too. I'm interested about that. All the ones with diet are very interesting to me. Lauren is here. She asks, how important is exercise in cancer prevention? We were talking about having a healthy lifestyle and stuff.
So huge, so
Yeah.
huge. The American Institute of Cancer Research recommends 30 minutes of physical activity a day, plus that should include weight-bearing exercises as well. Increasing lean muscle helps to reduce inflammation. Inflammation is the foundation for all disease, including cancer. So reducing risk by increasing lean muscle, by just doing some basic weight-bearing exercises, can have a great long-lasting impact. There was a story that I listened to a few weeks ago about women who did the jazzercise videos in the late 70s, early 80s, and they still do it to this day. And their muscle mass and bone mass were decades younger than their actual age,
Right.
just by jazzercising. The biggest thing with moving is you have to do beyond what you're used to.
Right.
If somebody just wants to go walking and they don't walk, great. But if you're walking all the time, like if you're a postal carrier,
Right.
and you want to start walking as part of your exercise regimen,
It's
no, you're not gonna have a
gonna-
big benefit
Your
there.
body's used to that.
Yeah, imagine New Yorkers. There are tons of obese people in New York, and they
Sure.
walk miles and miles a day
Sure.
because their bodies are used to it.
Sure.
So it needs to be
Oh, wow.
metabolically active.
Yeah.
And for you, for someone who's a dietitian, you know, what would you suggest that people do? Like make an appointment to talk to you about it, and you can just basically implement, you know, a lifestyle difference for somebody.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is start early. You know, we always start worrying about nutrition once we get older, and we start seeing
You
things.
realize it's not working anymore.
Right, we start seeing hypertension or high blood pressure rearing its ugly head, or our blood sugar starts to get a little bit high, and we're like, oh, let's start worrying about our nutrition now.
Right.
Start early.
You think you're invincible when you're younger.
Right. Start
It is.
eating healthy early. Start exercising early in life. In your 20s is a great time to start building healthy lifestyle habits that you can then keep much easier as you age. You know, dietitians are not in the forefront of healthcare as much as I feel they should be.
Sure.
So finding one through healthprofs.com or through Yelp are great ways of finding dietitians in your local area who you
Okay.
can talk to and get advice from.
Where can people find you?
So I work at the Cancer Treatment Centers of America as well.
Okay.
I'm the primary outpatient clinical dietitian, but I'm also very Googleable. You know, it's much
So
easier.
you can Google him. That's okay.
Yeah, Google me. It's so easy to Google a professional
Sure.
rather than Googling information that you have to then kind of figure out what's best for you. And that's where things can get mucky, because anyone can have a website, anyone can call themselves a nutritionist, but really what everyone wants is fact and
Sure.
what help can actually be useful for them. But if you start eating more plants, moving more earlier on, that's the best case scenario for reducing long-term risk.
Sure.
And if you're not, start.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be a full-fledged diet change in the matter of a few days. It can be something that you take time with to build really good, established foundational habits.
Okay, what's the website where people can go to find either one of you guys?
So it's cancercenter.com is the website.
Cancercenter.com.
So www.cancercenter.com.
Cancercenter.com if you have any more questions or to make an appointment with either of these two guys here. So we have Zach Breeding again and Dr. Anthony Perry. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
It was
having
so much
us.
fun.
Yeah, it was so great. I'm so informed right now. And thank you guys for joining us here on our Facebook Live. Thank you for your questions. Make sure you go to cancercenters.com. Right? That's what it was?
Close.
All right. Was it what was it?
Cancercenter.com.
Cancercenter.com.
That's right,
Thank you
yes.
so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.